Hello fans of the Young Tharries here, and welcome back to another one of these Doctor Who Series 13 news videos. It seems that they've just decided that now they're going to drop literally everything Series 13 related. We went from nothing to basically the other extreme and just everything being released. So yeah, let's just get into it. But before we get into it, if you could just do me a teeny tiny little favour and click that subscribe button, I would be ever so much appreciative. We are trying to get to 10k by the end of the year, and I would absolutely love it if we could get there. So this first article is an exclusive from the Radio Times, and it says Jodie Whittaker considered going back on her Doctor Who exit plan. The Doctor Who star announced earlier this year that she'd be leaving the show. This is by Lauren Morris. Jodie Whittaker broke the hearts of Doctor Who fans when she announced in July that she'd be retiring her sonic screwdriver after the upcoming series. However, the sci-fi star has since revealed that she was tempted to renege on her exit plan whilst filming the new episodes. Speaking exclusively to Radio Times magazine, Whittaker said, "Chris, Chibnall and I have always said we were going to do 3 series together, but then when you get to it, it's a very different thing. Sometimes it was like, are we sticking to this decision? There's part of me that would absolutely say, no, let's keep going. Let's go back on it. But to give fans the level that they deserve, there has to be some sacrifice. You have to know when you've done it." She added, "When it's my last day of shooting, that will certainly feel as if it's a huge part of my life over." This was obviously an interview that was conducted before her final day of filming, because I believe the wrap party has happened since. But as far as being the Doctor, I can drag it out for as long as they put the episodes on for. Earlier this year, both showrunner Chibnall and Whittaker announced that they'd be leaving Doctor Who in 2022, following a 6-part series which premieres on BBC One on Halloween and a trio of subsequent specials. It's Singh creator is set to return as showrunner for Doctor Who's 2023 series in time for its long-running 60th anniversary, with BBC drama head Piers Wenger describing him as a man of vision. So yeah, a very interesting little insight there. Obviously, it is interesting to note that I think Jodie, part of her decision to leave was that the fans, they always want change and need change for the show to carry on. But obviously, as most doctors do, she had doubts about departing, which, yeah, as I say, is a very common thing for doctors to have. An interesting article nonetheless, and yeah, she really seems sorry to be going. This next article follows on in that theme. John Bishop and Mandip Gill say they could stay in Doctor Who after Jodie Whittaker's exit. It's a conversation to be had. Will Yaz and Dan meet the 14th Doctor? I'm going to say it right now, and it's not because I don't want it to happen, but I doubt it. I think it's perfectly reasonable for the showrunner, a new showrunner taking over, to want a clean slate, and I can't see him carrying over 2 characters, especially Mandip Gill, who has literally been the companion for 3 series at this point, or will be by the time that it ends, making her one of New Who's most longest-serving companions, and I just can't see RTD wanting that baggage. Part of the reason his initial revival of Doctor Who was so successful was because it didn't have connections to what really came before, outside of, a couple of references. Jodie Whittaker might be handing in her TARDIS keys next autumn after 3 seasons of Doctor Who, but what about her travelling companions? While many fans have assumed Whittaker's exit means the co-stars John Bishop and Mandip Gill will also be leaving in 2022, new interviews with Radio Times suggest that the actors are at least open to travelling with another Doctor, if the job were offered to them. I think the official line is that you say, "I don't know," but I genuinely don't know, Bishop tells the Radio Times. "In some ways, this was so good, I wouldn't want to risk trying to do it again. I just feel so lucky to have had the time with those people. But also, if someone phones and says Dan Lewis has got a place with the new Doctor, you think, it's a conversation to be had, isn't it?" Gill similarly said never say never when it came to the future of the series, adding that she looks forward to seeing Russell T Davies return as showrunner for 2023. "Everyone's excited about Russell," she says. "For me, it's so exciting and a relief to know it's going to safe hands." I find it really interesting, actually, that Mandip Gill acknowledges that everyone's really excited about Russell. I can't help but feel a bit bad for this production team for how much that announcement has kind of overshadowed them a little bit. Still, fans shouldn't write Bishop and Gill into Series 14 yet. Both made it clear that they've heard no official word on their characters continuing with the next Doctor, with Gill implying that she was expecting to see new companions for a new Time Lord. "When I started, I didn't realise how significant it was taking over from other people, but now it's happening to me," she tells the Radio Times. "You're not a part of it, in that you don't know what's happening. Who are the companions? What are they going to do? I'm going to watch it, be nosy, and think, how is it different to ours?" Here's the cover for the new Doctor Who Radio Times. And yeah, that's the end of that article. Honestly, I don't really think there's much in it. I think they all say, well, never say never, and then it never happens. I remember back when Capaldi was leaving, he said, "Oh, I can't wait to work with Chris and stuff," and then obviously that didn't happen. So I feel like this is just a formality more than it is any official confirmation that, either John Bishop or Mandip Gill are staying on past Series 13. But as I say, it's an interesting little thought experiment nonetheless. I think if either of them were more likely, it would probably be John Bishop, given that he's only done the one. However, at the same time, he also has a very busy comedy career. Even while he's been filming Series 13, he's had to sort of take breaks to do his tour. So I don't know whether it's logistically possible to keep that going in the long run. The way that John Bishop was talking, I think John Bishop even said that the only reason he was able to do Series 13 was due to COVID and stuff. And obviously, hopefully, that won't always be a factor. Keyword being hopefully there. We've also had some brand new images for Doctor Who Flux, the Halloween Apocalypse, which I'm going to go over now. I haven't spoken about these yet. These came out at midnight, kind of similar to most of the other images that come out. But to be honest, the midnight videos are exhausting and no one even watches them at midnight anyway, so yeah, we're doing it now. This first image consisted of Jodie looking shocked in some sort of alien corridor type thing. There seems to be a weapon brandishing the bottom, like on display. Also, that tunnel thing looks mysteriously like what the Cybermen walk out of in the trailer for Series 13. So yeah, very interesting shot. Not much we can glean from it really, but I like to think that this will be a scene where she's learning some sort of revelation about the plot, I guess. This follow-up shot is very interesting because it confirms the Weeping Angels in episode 1. Now, I am a little bit worried about this because I do want a Weeping Angel episode that's written by Maxine Alderton, or at least co-written, as has been suggested by the leaks of who's writing each episode. But this would seem to imply otherwise. However, I have had some solace in the fact that people have reminded me that, this is a series where things carry over. Perhaps the Weeping Angels are in more episodes and stuff like that. I will say, though, I am sort of, concerned as to how much is in episode 1. Because the Carvanista are in it, Dan and Dan's parents are in it, and that's all going to have to be introduced. The Weeping Angels are now in it. I don't want this to feel too overstuffed, and I'm getting the feeling it's already going to feel quite crowded. This follow-up image is of Dan, assumedly in one of the places he works. I don't really know much about this. He looks very happy with himself, though. I don't know whether he's telling them all that he's going to travel in space or something. So that would be something, a really interesting dynamic, actually. If someone was really open about the fact that they traveled through space and time, and perhaps that would cause, friction between the crew, and then maybe when they went back on Earth, they would be like this massive attraction, oh my god, the time travelers, that would be a really interesting idea. I doubt they'll do that, but just a thought really. And finally we have my personal favourite shot of this bunch, where we have the Doctor, John Bishop and Yaz Mandip Gill sort of hanging on to the TARDIS video life as it explodes. We can also see here, we can glean a couple of interesting things. One, the stairs seem to have moved to the other side of the room, and I think a bit closer to the door. I think they're a bit further away before. Also, as many people on Twitter have pointed out, we've got these columns that seem to be sort of decaying, which kind of adds to that TARDIS is dying theory that a few people were positing while this series was filming. I do love shots of the TARDIS being blown up, especially when it's a TARDIS that I'm not particularly fond of. I can't wait for us to get a new design soon. But yeah, a very interesting shot and probably my favourite of this bunch. We also had a second load of shots. I'm getting these from a good friend of the channel, Confused Adipose. This first shot seems to be from the historical episode. I don't really know who these characters are. Assumedly, there's something to do with the Crimean War, or maybe just another historical period, maybe where the Weeping Angels are. That makes sense. It kind of gives me Christmas Carol vibes with the way that they're dressed. I know that's a very vague statement because basically anyone in Victorian garms could kind of look like they're in Christmas Carol, but I don't know, I just got that vibe from this. This follow-up image is of Jodie investigating some weird alien substance on the floor. This to me looks like some form of trap or something for an alien. That's just a thought. How if you're trying to trap moths, you'll put little mothball things in your cupboard. Does that even make sense? I don't know. But that's kind of the vibe I get from this. Then we get a shot of Dan with who I assume to be his girlfriend. I remember they were filming a lot together in filming shots, and in fact, I think those are the same stairs that they were seen filming on originally, or at least, maybe not girlfriend, but maybe will they, won't they love interest type of thing. That's the vibe I'm getting from this. And finally, we have a shot of John Bishop and Mandip Gill, Yaz, and Dan in the TARDIS looking quite shocked at something or other, probably looking at the Doctor doing something bizarre, I would imagine. But yeah, those are all the images for today. Honestly, quite interesting. Let me know what you guys think about them in the comments below. There's so many images going on right now, it's absolutely insane. I'd also like to give a quick thank you to Jason Peace, Debs Iona, Simon Ashley, Shane Smith, Patrick Newson, and Reek Heffin for being our top tier channel members. If you'd like to become a channel member, it really does help us out. You get access to exclusive posts, badges, emojis for live streams, and shoutouts in every video, so if you could do that, I'd very much be appreciative of it. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you later.